It's the Dep Lewis Show. The Dep Lewis Show. It's the Dep Lewis Show. It's the Dep Lewis Show. The Dep Lewis Show. It's the Dep Lewis Show. It's the Dep Lewis Show. The Dep Lewis Show. It's the Dep Lewis Show. Welcome to the best show you'll ever know, the Dep Lewis Show, episode 106. This is your host, Dep Lewis, and today is Sunday, December 8th, 2024. A great day for a podcast about video games and much more, and that is what I'm here to do. So welcome to the show. Hope you're doing great out there in the world. Hopefully I'm sounding better to you out there on this microphone this week. Feeling significantly better than last week, so glad to be here to tell you what's going on around the video game world. So hope you're doing great out there. Hope you're not too chilly and too cold. Hope you aren't sniffling and sneezing, and hopefully you're just having a great time, and thank you for listening to the show whenever you're listening to the show. Maybe you're listening to it in the far-flung future, and shout out to you in the future too. All right, the first order of business is to ask you to follow Dep Lewis Show everywhere. Full episodes of Dep Lewis Show available anywhere you can find a podcast. So find the best place to subscribe and listen weekly. Places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Amazon Music, and more. Twitch.tv/Dep Lewis Show is a great place to follow. And if you'd like to support the show even further than just listening, Patreon.com/Dep Lewis Show is available if you'd like to subscribe monthly. And then also Venmo at Dep Lewis Show is available any day, anytime, for any amount if you'd like to support the show. So that is all the kind of boring talk, but it would really help me out if you'd like to do that. So thank you. And then for today's show, we're going to have our three sections as always. The first section would be what video games have been playing to you since I've last talked to you on this microphone. The mid section, which is not mid in quality, but is the middle section of the show, is what's going on around the video game world. News, releases, happenings, everything that you need to know. I would say this is the most important section of the show, if I had to pick one. And the third section is a miscellaneous talk section where I can talk to you about anything I want to outside the video game world. I usually just get into the worldwide world of sports, which I will do today, but I also have something else I want to talk about. So, there's a little spoiler for you for the end of the podcast, but it's going to be a great show today, and welcome to it. So let's get into what video games I've been playing since I've last talked to you. So I really had a sporadic week, I would say, video gaming. I've tried some things out, haven't played too much, and not a whole lot to report, and no real progress on any 2024 games. So still have some maybe work to do there before deciding what the best game of the year is. But I've been playing some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, if you ever heard of that game. I've been playing it on the N64, so I've been playing the original version, or I guess, that's the original version, or one of them. And I've been playing some of the remake on the Xbox, the package that's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remastered with the next-gen upgrades. And I gotta say, I don't think the new version definitely looks better, but I think the old one has some merit still. And there are less objectives in the old one, so I kind of like that simplified version of it. And the big difference from the remaster collection is you can do I guess it's called the revert. So when you go up in the air on the vert to do a trick, you can revert into a manual, I believe is what it is. And then you can string along some more tricks, so it allows you to get really, really high scores in there. So there are some different objectives or higher score objectives in the remaster, which is something I've noticed as well. And there's also additional objectives in the remaster as well, but that's just them putting more content into the game. But something, I guess just the nostalgia factor of playing the old version is cool, but the remaster is a great way to play some Tony Hawk as well, and you get two games in there. But I've been playing a little bit of both this week, just kind of going down the Tony Hawk train. The soundtrack in that game is amazing and still holds up. I think that's just, I think that's one of the great things about the Tony Hawk game. And what else? That's something random I've been playing this week, but I've played a good portion of that. I might continue to do so as, just whenever I feel like I kind of dip back in and out of Tony Hawk from time to time. So something else I've been dipping back in and out of from time to time is some Mario. And I played some of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. I've been playing some Super Mario 64. So I've been playing some throwback stuff this week has been the main thing. So that'll be the theme that you notice here. But I've been playing some Super Mario 64. Been trying to get some stars in there and been having some fun. Another nostalgia blast with that game, and doing some platforming. I think playing Astrobot a little bit earlier in the year has reminded me about playing platformers, how much I enjoy that. So I think I've been trying to do that a little bit here with some of this retro stuff and been having some fun with it. So I'm looking out for some more platformers out here and going back to old ones and things like that. So been playing some Mario 64, a little bit of that, but then I also, something new, I subscribed to the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack for the first time. So I now have access to this for a whole year, and that allows you to play the N64 part of the expansion, the Game Boy Advance part, and I believe the Sega Genesis is included with the expansion pack. So it allows you to play all the different online offerings that they have, which is pretty fun. So I've been on a little bit of a retro kick, so I figured this would be a good way to get into some of these games and try them out quickly. And I gotta say, the Nintendo Switch Online experience is pretty nice. You can jump right from the game to game. They have save states you can do over the top of it at any time during the game. They also have the save states in the game still, so you can be backed up on backups. And it's just a really pleasant, great user experience hopping from these games. I got into the Game Boy Advance part last night and just played a whole bunch of games, but I started with the N64 stuff, trying out some things. I played some 1080, this snowboarding game, one of my favorite games from the N64. I played some Wave Race, another great game of jet ski racing. Played some Mario Tennis, which was a nice surprise. It was surprising to me how good that game felt and how much fun it still is. And that was kind of a game from the N64 that I forgot about a little bit. So Mario Tennis gets a slight nod here. I played some Zelda Ocarina of Time. And one of the things, this has been a game, I have the whole thing over my head. I've never completed a Zelda game. I am trying to do some of that. I played some Breath of the Wild this week. That's something to add in here. So I really have played a million different games this week, but just a little of a lot. But I played some Zelda Ocarina of Time on the N64 online expansion. It's something I've considered buying for the N64. It's something I have a copy of, the remaster on 3DS. And I got to say, I think the 3DS version, maybe looks better than this Nintendo Switch Online version. So maybe the 3DS version is the way to play it. But I also would like to beat this game at some point over the course of my life. So, the clock's ticking over here. I got to get to it with some of these things. So I need to beat a Zelda game. And that's something I'm going to probably be saying for a while. But you never know. Maybe I'll surprise even myself and you out there one day. But I played some F-Zero X on the N64 online. Pretty amazing. I love some F-Zero X. That's really the only F-Zero X game I've played in my past, and I had a whole lot of fun with it, but it's, felt great jumping right back into it. And then Banjo-Kazooie. So I did play some Banjo on the N64. I've been kind of doing some comparison stuff, I guess. I played it on the N64. I played it on Nintendo Switch Online, and I also played it on the Xbox in the Rare collection. And it definitely looks the best on the Rare collection. The second best is definitely the N64 Online, and then third would be the console, but the N64 console, the original. But I've also learned that it's not really too difficult to get back into the N64, and even the controller is pretty nice, and the Nostalgia Blast. And I also think you could have fun with these games without the Nostalgia Blast. So if you want to play these games, I think that's a perfectly capable way of doing so. So I would say the N64 holds up, and that's why these games are still fun. That's why they offer them in this service, because they're still fun, the bare bones of the game. And then if they have some upgrades to them, and graphical wise, or being able to play like on a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, I think it's a win-win, like DJ Khaled would say. And you can also buy some retro controllers for this. If you're a Nintendo Switch Online member, you can buy the N64 controller, the SNES controller. I believe there's the Nintendo one. So pretty cool options there. They have, I guess, the third-party GameCube controllers you can buy for the Switch, or they don't actually function completely like the old GameCube controllers. I think the triggers are a little bit different, but you can buy the form factor of the controller if you want to as well. So I think the Nintendo Switch is doing a great job of really hitting people with these retro games. And as someone who's been trying to get into a little bit of the retro gaming, or kind of the blast from the past, I think this was a perfect thing to do, and I've been having fun jumping in there. So I even jumped into the Game Boy Advance section of Nintendo Switch Online. And one thing that definitely surprised me there was Golden Sun. Started playing that, an RPG. My town's getting not attacked, but there are, what are they called? They're not, big rocks, giant rocks coming down the mountain and trying to crush the village. So we're all having to run, trying to help people out as we're leaving. Pretty cool setup, and the sounds were good, the music was good. The initial jump right into the scenario of what's going on was fun, and extremely surprising. I've heard just smatterings of how, Golden Sun's a classic game, and I saw a little bit of why from the beginning, so pretty cool. Maybe I'll go back there. I played some Super Mario World. It was / Super Mario Advance 2, so I guess some type of Game Boy Advance version of Super Mario World. Pretty fun jumping back into that. One thing I noticed about the old Mario games that I just maybe had forgotten is you can't go back on the screen. If you're moving right most of the time, you can't go back left once you go right, so that's something that new age Marios will allow you to run back to the beginning of the stage, and a lot of current platformers will. So something a little bit different for these old games, and something that I think does not hold up maybe. Or maybe it's just a little more difficult But I do like the modern version of being able to run back and forth, try to get things. But something just I noticed about that. Something else I played was Metroid Fusion. I started that. Pretty awesome intro. I think the art style of Metroid is super cool, and you can really see that it still looks cool even on an old system. The controls for this feel really good. I gotta quit saying this episode. I'm noticing that. Sorry out there, listeners. But Metroid Fusion, super cool. Oh man, the are coming today. The are coming in hot. But Metroid Fusion, pretty fun. Controls great. Running around the screen. Atmosphere feels great. Music and things like that feel great. So pretty cool. Jumping back in there as some Samus and in this cool version, Metroid Fusion. I played some Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So I think this just lends credence to how good the service is and how quickly you can jump from these games and save at any point you want to. So you can hop in and hop out and move on if you want to. So Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, cool setup to the game. A weird initial enemy guy, messing with Princess Peach, and just some pretty cool stuff there. And then last one I tried out was Mario Kart Super Circuit. So did some racing on there as Donkey Kong, had some fun. Mario Kart's always an A+ video game, and it's cool jumping back into these old games. So it's been a fun retro gaming experience here, even on the Nintendo Switch. So pretty cool stuff there. So I've been playing some of that and will continue to do so, and maybe actually complete some of these games would be nice. So I have a lot of options at my disposal here. So something else I think I played a little bit of at the beginning of the week is my only kind of modern game I'm playing right now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is not even a modern game. It's a remake of an old game, but it's a modern release. And I'm doing the mission where I'm following a dog named Salmon around. So that's where I'm about at. I'm in the Junon region, and I was helping Priscilla and Yuffie. And I'm moving on a little bit to some open world stuff before pushing the story forward. So I'm still enjoying that game. I still want to play some more of that, and that is the current modern game I'm playing. So that's been the gist of what I've been playing. So a lot of stuff really, just been kind of trying some stuff out, comparing some stuff, kind of really just not too much of a week on some focused gameplay. But I played some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. I played some Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Super Mario 64 more specifically. I subscribed to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack, so I tried out some N64 games. I tried out some Game Boy Advance games, and at the beginning of the week, I played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So that's kind of what I've been into over here on my part. So getting close to the end of the year. This has been the year of the RPG on the Dep Lewis Show, so it's been a year of focusing on RPGs. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the main focus right now. And next year, I've been saying, is the year of the retro game. I'm not all the way sold. I think I'm going to wait to announce, what the next year is going to be, maybe at the end of the year episode or later. I think it's going to be year of the retro game. I've also been thinking a little bit of year of the platformer. I think earlier I was thinking of, maybe even doing a year of nothing. Just really a year of, playing whatever I feel like and really focusing on the news like I've been doing, the video game news. So that's kind of been the most important thing of this show and something I've been focusing on. But I don't know, it's been fun having the year of something. It's been the year of the survival horror before. It's been the year of the RPG. And next year, I'm walking back a little bit. I might switch it up from the year of the retro game. I might be more specific. I was going to maybe do the year of Mario even. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it a little bit. So I'll definitely let you know. Probably by the Dep Lewis Show Awards, which will be Sunday, December 29th, 2024, the last episode of the year. I'm going to be naming the best video game of the year, the best video game from a prior year that I played this year, my favorite console of the year, and also want to highlight some of my other favorite podcasts and streamers this year. So I think that's my plan for the Dep Lewis Show Awards this year. So I'm coming at you in a couple weeks, Sunday, December 29th. There is a little bit of the possibility where it could be the weekend before, but I will keep you updated. As always, I don't really want to plan to miss a podcast here is my plan, but I'd like to have some flexibility here with, if there's some stuff going on around the holidays that I would like to attend or be part of. But, this show is important to me, so it'll be done at some point. So please be aware of that. But Dep Lewis Show Awards, last episode of the year will be December 29th, 2024, the Dep Lewis Show Awards 2024. It's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be just music to your ears, your podcast listening ears out there. It's going to be a great show. And that's my hope. And that's my plan. And that's my promise. So that will be the end of this first section. That's everything I've been playing. That's the intro to the show, episode 106. And we're going to take a break. You're going to hear some music. And we're going to come back for the midsection of Dep Lewis Show after this. Welcome back to the midsection of Dep Lewis Show, episode 106. This is where I tell you about what's going on around the video game world, everything you need to know. So let's get right into it. There has been some video game releases, and there was a pretty big one last Friday called The Path of Exile 2. And I want to let you know that early access is open right now. So this game released on December 6, 2024 for Windows, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. It's in early access right now. It's a next-generation action RPG featuring co-op for up to 6 players set years after the original Path of Exile. You will return to the dark world of Rayclast and seek to end the corruption that is spreading. And so it's all about making powerful characters and getting epic loot, is what they say. Early access should last around 6 months. It is $29.99 US for the lowest tier to get into the early access, and you can play right now. So this game is going to come out in 2025. It's going to be free to play. So that's the caveat here. If you want to play this game for about 6 months, I believe, you have to pay for early access. So $29.99 will get you in the door on PC and the consoles if you want to start playing this. And then the game will be released for free in 2025. So if you want to have some patience here, you can do so and save some money. But if you would like to jump in right now, you can. So it's been pretty cool. The developer and publisher of this game is Grinding Gear Games. This is something I'm a little bit new on finding out about it. But, there was a million people or crazy amounts of people trying to get in this game when it opened up on Friday. And I've been watching the great streamer Rachel K play some of this in one of her favorite games. So it's been fun to watch that. And it's a little bit Diablo-like. I think people are kind of saying this, Diablo is Path of Exile for babies. I don't know if they said that, but it just seems like all the Path of Exile people are like it more than Diablo is kind of the vibe I'm getting. And it definitely seems like a cool game. Something I'm interested in, something I would definitely try when it's free to play. Something I've thought about dropping the cash for to play early, but I've been playing a lot of random video games recently, and there's still stuff I want to play. So I need to be a little bit careful about what I'm adding into my video game mix at this point while I'm figuring out the best game of the year and then getting ready for next year and what I'm going to do for the show the whole year. What if it's going to be the year or something? What's going to be my general kind of video gaming goals or thoughts for the year. So Path of Exile 2 out right now in early access. Go play that. I was just watching some of it this morning. So if you want to watch someone stream, go watch Rachel K. And I've been learning about other Path of Exile streamers through her, but she is number one. All right. What else has been out? So Marvel Rivals has been released. So this game actually is free to play. And this released on the same day, December 6th, 2024. It released for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows. It is a superhero team-based PvP shooter. So I think this one is probably have some more success than Concord, just based on the fact that it has the Marvel's license. But assemble an all-star Marvel squad, devise countless strategies by combining powers to form unique team-up skills and fight indestructible, ever-changing battlefields across the continually evolving Marvel universe. The current lineup is around 33 characters from Marvel Comics. They're touting fast and fun 6v6 action with ever-changing game dynamics. So I think this game, thinking of it right now, would be a good litmus test for how these PvP shooter kind of games are going, or these hero shooters. And these are, the heroes that everybody loves in Marvel. So if this game really doesn't do well, I think it's definitely a abort mission on some of these games and developing some of these games and really thinking they're going to have, be the top game in the world kind of thing. But I kind of feel like this launch has been a little bit even light on this. I haven't really seen too much hoopla. Maybe I'm a little bit just out of the mix on the player base who's really into this. But it being free to play is nice. It having the Marvel's characters nice. I watched I think it was Blessing from Kind of Funny, I believe is the case. I was watching him for a little bit. Stream this game is about all I've seen of it. And I actually downloaded it. I hopped into the menu and decided, hey, I don't think I'm doing this. So I just don't know if it's my cup of tea at this point in time. But it looks okay. I don't know. Marvel Rivals, it'll be kind of cool, more interesting to me to see kind of how it does and if it's going to be around for a while. Because some of these games have been flopping hard. But that is available right now. Something else that I thought was available, but it's available right now if you have the early access. So if you spend the extra cash, you can play this right now if you're listening in real time. And that is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. But if not, that game actually comes out tomorrow if you're listening in real time. So it releases on December 9th, 2024 for Xbox Series X and S and Windows. It's going to be available day one with Game Pass. I believe it's the highest tier of Game Pass, though, so please take note of that. The PS5 version is scheduled for early 2025, but still no confirmed date there. And the developer of this game is Machine Games and published by Bethesda Softworks. The standard edition is $69.99 US, and the digital premium edition is $99.99, so $100 US, which gets the 3 days of early access. So if you've seen people playing online, they have the premium edition is what they have. So they've been playing over the weekend. So I watched a few different people play this. I watched Janet Garcia and Isaiah streaming this. I watched Charlanazard stream some of this. And I think that's about all I've seen. Maybe I watched Nextlander a little bit. They have a VOD up on YouTube. You can go watch them play some of this too. But this is not really, it hasn't really been selling me. I don't think the game looks bad, but it looks a little more slower paced, a little more puzzly. And I don't know if that is up my alley. So some of the third person stuff does look cool in this game. I think that was one thing I was excited about, or thought looked cool from like the intro stuff, the third person stuff. So some of that platforming stuff looks pretty good, but I'm especially watching Charlanazard. Arlana Pierce is her name. I think this game may be just a little bit too slow for me, but the game looks beautiful. The graphics look amazing. The voice acting sounds good. The character movement and models in the game look cool. So there's definitely some cool stuff there. It looks like some pretty good quality. I think there's some good things going on here. I have a slight bit of interest in it, but I don't think it's been enough to get me to really want to jump in and try it at the moment. But the kind of the back of the box talk in this game of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is uncover one of history's greatest mysteries in first person. Single-player adventure set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. The year is 1937. Sinister forces are sourcing the globe for the secret to an ancient power connected to the Great Circle, and only one person can stop them, Indiana Jones. So that game is sort of available right now if you paid the extra cash, but if not, if you're a Game Pass subscriber or want to buy the standard version, you can do so tomorrow, December 9th, 2024. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will release. And what else do I have to say about that game? Anything else about the Indiana Jones? I think that's really one of the last big releases of the year, but glad to see it's coming in and people are enjoying it. I think that's really good. I think it's gotten great reviews. So I think with some of this stuff, or I think with a lot of stuff, people have different video game tastes, and it might not be something I want to play. Maybe I'll play it in the future, but who knows? It's available now. Balatro is a great card game that came out this year, definitely in contention for Game of the Year on many award shows, including the Dep Lewis Show awards. But Balatro has a official playing card deck available for pre-order right now. So pretty cool. Pretty good partnership here. A good creative idea to do for some Balatro merch. $16 for the pre-order. It will not ship until March 2025. It's available on Fangamer, as I believe the website where you can get it. Fangamer. This deck of linen finished cards based on Local Thunk, the developer. Original in-game designs includes 52 playing cards as well as 4 Jokers, Joker, Juggler, Blueprint, and Gross Michael or Michelle. It's packed in a tuck box accented with silver foil, so it sounds like a great package. It sounds like just a cool deck of cards that's themed, Balatro themed. I thought it was going to be some type of way to play Balatro at home, so I was going to give you I thought they were going to start selling us different bundles of Jokers, which maybe could be cool as well, but I don't know how you would be tabulating all that stuff up. If you were playing at home by yourself, it'd be pretty difficult, but it seems like it's just like a Balatro deck themed card, so a pretty cool gift for Balatro fans for the holidays, or I guess you can't buy it for the holidays, for next holiday maybe, would be a really great stocking stuffer, or kind of a good little fun kicker gift to give a fan of Balatro. So available for pre-order right now, and it will not ship until March 2025. Official playing card deck available for pre-order now for Balatro. That's the news there. All right, what else is going on? Gran Turismo 7. There's a title in the store now called My First Gran Turismo, and it's in the PlayStation Store. It's a free trial demo kind of thing, released on December 6, 2024. It is a free-to-play, beginner-friendly introduction to the world of racing, crafted to bring the excitement of Gran Turismo to new players. My First Gran Turismo captures the essence of those unforgettable first laps in a streamlined, approachable experience. Players can unlock achievements by completing a variety of fun and engaging challenges that introduce essential racing techniques such as cornering, braking, and acceleration. As you progress at each level, you will encounter increasingly intricate tracks and vehicles, each designed to build confidence and refine your driving skills from basic to more advanced techniques, all in pursuit of mastering the craft of racing. So, to me, this just seems kind of like a fancy demo, but I think it's a cool idea. I think it's creative. I think it's a little bit like what they did with the Astro's Playroom into Astro Bot. It's something for free that you can try, get you interested in the game. If you don't want to drop the cash, this is a great way to try it seems like. And as someone who's been thinking about getting into Gran Turismo 7 for a while, I've never played the franchise at all, and I think Gran Turismo goes on sale a good bit. I think it's $29.99 US right now on the PlayStation Store if you check it out. So on sale, which is a pretty good price, and it's on sale kind of frequently. I really like the Forza series on Xbox, but I don't always have all my both consoles hooked up, and I'm not always using them at the same time. So it would be nice maybe to have a racing game and franchise I like on the PlayStation. So I think that's one gap in my video game knowledge is trying the Gran Turismo series, and I think this is a great way for people to try it, and even myself. So I think it's a cool thing to do. I think we'll probably see this a little bit more. I guess we're seeing it with Sony, and maybe we'll be seeing some more of these cool like demos to try out games and play them before, actually having to go drop your hard-earned cash on a video game. So my Gran Turismo is in the store right now. Let me look here. What do I have? Maybe I want to switch up some of my notes. No. Marvel Spider-Man 2. News here. That game is going to swing to PC on January 30th, 2025. So, the normal cadence these days of PlayStation games coming to, PC is still occurring and will still be occurring as far as I can see. So experience the latest chapter of Marvel's Spider-Man franchise on PC next year via Steam and the Epic Games Store. You can wishlist it now if you'd like to. The PC version is being developed and optimized by Nix's Software in close collaboration with Insomniac Games, PlayStation, and Marvel Games. So some very close collaboration. It's going to be touting a suite of enhanced features, including enhanced ray tracing options to take full advantage of a variety of setups and configurations. So these Spider-Man games look really amazing on console already. So seeing it on a high-running, beefy, top-end PC is going to be really epic and really kind of showcase. I don't think it's completely necessary because the game looks good on base consoles, but it definitely is a cool candidate for seeing something running on a high-end machine. And I think it's nice that it's coming to PC. People will be playing this on their Steam Deck. And I've been thinking about my video gaming habits and preferences and things lately. So, maybe I'll be gaming on PC one day or on a Steam Deck or something like that. But I've just been kind of thinking about all those sorts of things recently for whatever reason. But Marvel Spider-Man 2 swings to PC on January 30th, 2025. All right, let's see here. What else do I have? All right, let's get into the some Sony news since we're doing some Sony stuff. Sony's been having their PlayStation's 30th anniversary. So all sorts of fun activities and promotions and giveaways and things like that going on for Sony and PlayStation. So they're wanting us to join them for a series of special events, activities, and giveaways as we celebrate 30 years of PlayStation. They tell us, thank you for playing. For the past 3 decades, we've shared an incredible journey, building stories and shaping experiences together. Along the way, we found adventure, laughter, and lasting memories far beyond any one moment. We've forged new friendships and redefined what gaming is all about. Thank you for being part of this journey. We couldn't have done it without you. So one cool thing you can see right now is they have added 5 dynamic themes and a special startup screen to PlayStation 5. So you can pick whether you want PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 as your dynamic themes. And then the special startup screen is from PlayStation 1. So all sorts of great nostalgic sounds and looks and vibes and things like that from PlayStation. So pretty cool. It's not going to last forever, I don't believe. I think it should. I think many people have been saying that, like, please let this stick around in some form or fashion. But it's it just seems like it's going for their anniversary stuff. So a pretty cool addition and something that I think more people would like some customization stuff for the PlayStation 5. They've added that new section where you can kind of add widgets or whatever and put your own wallpaper in a section. But I think some more overall customization would be nice. But this is PlayStation's 30th anniversary, so they have their themes in the special startup screen. They also have a store sale going on. You can save up to like 75% on some video games. So if there's anything you've been really wishing or hoping for, maybe go check it out digitally if you want to get a good deal. There's also been some deals going on around in stores, but a little bit of that's over now after like the Black Friday kind of rush. So be careful with some video game prices out there. Don't be paying full price for things that have been on sale and that stay on sale, pretty regularly. But what else they've been doing? They have the 30th anniversary consoles and accessories, which have been really in high demand. So I think they've been restocking some of that stuff. So if you want to check out some 30th anniversary PlayStation consoles or accessories, I think maybe the accessories are a little bit easier to get than the consoles. I think the consoles are pretty sold out, and I think they're getting flipped on the secondary market for a lot of money. But pretty cool stuff there, and all that stuff is really really nice looking. And then PlayStation's also doing their 2024 PlayStation Wrap-Up, which is coming on December 10th, 2024. So in the upcoming week, I think it's going to come through your email. So you have to be signed up for some email links, or you have to go sign up for the email link and maybe they'll send it to you. But that is coming in the upcoming week. So Xbox already did theirs. I didn't have anything too interesting to report from my Xbox play. It was mainly just Madden and a few other games from earlier in the year. So not a lot of use on my Xbox this year. I'm waiting for my Nintendo Switch one. That'll be fun to do for the wrap-up. I got my Spotify wrap-up, which is always fun to do too. So if you're into those things, some of those have been coming out in the last week or whatever. And my Spotify wrap-up was like SZA, Concerned Ape. The Stardew Valley soundtrack is still in there. The Gorillas, Snail Mail, and then I think it's John Robert Matz. I think he's the creator of the music in Chia, TCHIA. So that game has wonderful music, and I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. So I think those are my top 5 from the year. But I love these wrap up things going on in PlayStation has their wrap up coming on December 10th, 2024. So the last 2 bits of news I have for you. One's an upcoming release, Capcom Fighting Collection 2. I just want to put this in your mind and in your thoughts, and release this for Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows in 2025. So no official date yet, but there's been some more content or information coming out on this recently. So getting some more information. This will be Capcom's newest fighting collection. Will hit the stage. Choose from fan favorite games like Capcom vs. SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001, and Project Justice, to 3D action games like Power Stone and Power Stone 2 in this collection of 8 classic fighting games. So each game in the collection can be played online or co-op, and get back in the ring and duke it out with battles that everyone rumored but no one believed. Whether it's with a rival, new or old, give it your all and strive for victory. So I think they've been doing some really cool stuff with these collections. I think there's been a lot of cool collections coming out in general. I haven't picked up one of these fighting collections yet, but maybe this will be the one I want to. I really like the Marvel vs. Capcom one. Looks really, really cool, and I've been eyeballing that for a little while now, and the physical versions are on sale. So that one's going to probably go pretty quick, though, so I don't know how long those physical versions will be on sale for. But Capcom Fighting Collection 2 comes out in 2025, and just want to keep you aware of that. All right, the last bit of news I have for you here is on Elden Ring, and the director and From Software president Miyazaki has said developers not currently considering making Elden Ring 2, but won't shut down the possibility in the future. So pretty cool news there. Possibly get some more Elden Ring in the future. I think it's definitely safe to say people really don't need Elden Ring 2 right now, because they have released Elden Ring. They released Shadow of the Erdtree, which was the giant expansion that came out earlier this year. That's even up for some Game of the Year awards and things like that. Seems like kind of a giant expansion, basically a second game with that almost, it seems like. But it's nice to know that they haven't shut down the possibility of Elden Ring 2. I think it's been one of their more successful games, number-wise and maybe critically acclaimed. Just really, really a smash hit for them kind of thing. I know From Software has a lot of hits, but this one's really, really been a smash. And people are just wanting to know what's coming up next. So I don't think any of the upcoming projects have been revealed by From Software as of yet. People are speculating maybe it'll be a return to Dark Souls, or maybe something with Bloodborne, maybe a remaster, or maybe Bloodborne 2, which people would go crazy for. So I think Bloodborne 2 could be the thing to really, set the world on fire over there from FromSoft, and set the world on fire in a good way. But just a great developer. There's been some talks of Sony possibly buying them, so I don't know how that's going to affect things or the company in general or the development. But that is the news there. Elden Ring 2 is not coming anytime soon, but they won't shut down the possibility in the future. So that's all the news I have for you this week. So let's wrap up what we talked about today. We talked about Path of Exile 2 is out right now in early access. Marvel Rivals out right now. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle releases fully tomorrow if you're listening in real time, December 9th, 2024. Balatro has an official playing card deck available for pre-order right now. Gran Turismo 7 has a game in the store, like a demo called My First Gran Turismo, available right now. Marvel Spider-Man 2 swings to PC on January 30th, 2025. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 comes out in 2025. We talked about the PlayStation anniversary stuff. I got a little bit out of order here. And we talked about Elden Ring and the possibilities of an Elden Ring 2. So that is going to wrap up the midsection of the show. All the video game news and information that you need to know. And we're going to take a break and listen to some music and come back for the Miscellaneous Talk section after this. Welcome back to the final section of Dep Lewis Show, episode 106. This is the Miscellaneous Talk section where I can talk about anything I want to outside of the video game world. So the first thing I want to tell you about is a book that's been released. And it's by one of my favorite authors, Brandon Sanderson, and that book is Wind and Truth. It is book 5 of the Stormlight archive. The hardcover is on sale right now on Amazon for $24.99 or $24.09, I believe is the price. It's originally $39.99, so $40 US. The Kindle version is $19.99 US if you want to purchase that. It's a really great series. I definitely recommend, going back to the beginning if you'd like to, but if you are a caught up listener, you can now listen to Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. Dalinar Kholin challenged the evil god Odium to a contest of champions with the future of Roshar on the line. The Knights Radiant have only 10 days to prepare, and the sudden ascension of the crafty and ruthless Taravangian to Odium's place has thrown everything into disarray. The fate of the entire Cosmere hangs in the balance. So I've been reading this book. They've been releasing chapters, 2 chapters every week for a couple months now. So I am caught up to, they talk about 10 days in here. I am at the end of day 2, so I have a lot to read. I am about 300 pages in, so if you've been keeping up with the chapters each week, you'll be about 300 pages in. And there's about 1,300 pages in this book, so it is a pretty big monstrosity. It's a very thick book. It's huge, and I am very excited to read it. So I just got it it showed up yesterday, and I am now the proud owner of Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. So I just wanted to let you know that that's out. I've been a little bit slacking on my book reading this year, but this has been the big release that I've been looking forward to. So it's going to be a great book for, the winter here with it being so cold. There's not too much to go do outside necessarily. So a good time to read a book or play some video games or watch some sports, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. So Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson out right now. But I want to get into the worldwide world of sports as I always do in this Miscellaneous Talk section and tell you what's going on with my favorite teams. And the Carolina Panthers last week played the Tampa Bay Bucks. So they played this game at home. It was in Charlotte around 4:04. The Panthers lost 23-26 to a field goal in overtime. So another good game by the Panthers. Another semi-moral victory. And just a strong performance and a fun game to watch. That's been something that the Panthers haven't done in a while, and it's something they continue to do for these last few weeks. So it's been very, very nice to see. So I think as, Panthers fans, that's pretty much, we should be happy. That's, most we can hope for besides getting these dubs and being a very good team. We're showing progress. We're showing some fight. We're in the mix. And that is one step towards, being that team that's going to be really good. So stats from last week, Bryce was 26 of 46 for 298 yards, 1 touchdown, only 1 sack for 9 yards. So, maybe that's just one of his best games ever. I think the previous week ever, I was wondering if that was the best game ever. He also had 3 rushes for 17 yards and a touchdown, so using his legs as a weapon. And he got a tud in there, so, very nice stuff. Bryce definitely showing some mojo, having some fun out there. Looks like he's showing some good leadership. It looks like he's actually having some fun. So, there's some good stuff going on around the Carolina Panthers. Chuba had 12 carries for 43 yards. We got to see some Jonathan Brooks, 6 carries for 18 yards. Brooks also had 3 catches for 23 yards. Chuba had a fumble that was, pretty untimely, but, Chuba's been a great player for the Panthers all year. Thielen had 8 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown, so nice to see him back. And I think he's just a really strong presence out there. He's a smart guy. He's still got some juice out there. He has some good chemistry with Bryce, and I think, he's a great addition to that wide receiver room, and I kind of hope they bring him back. I hope he stays next year. I don't 100% know the contract stuff, but, I like Thielen to stay around. I think he's been a good compliment to Bryce early on in his career. Tommy Tremble had 5 catches for 77 yards. Xavier Legette had 4 for 53, and Moore 5 for 40. David Moore had a couple drops in there, I believe. But he's been showing out. He's been playing good. He's been getting some opportunities, and just hopefully he keeps on trying out there. So Bryce has been spreading the ball around, as you can see. It's been pretty cool stuff. On the defensive side, Josie Jewell been balling. 10 total sacks. Yeah, that'd be crazy. 10 total tackles and a sack. Xavier Woods had 7 total tackles and a pick. And then Smith Wade had number 26 had a pick as well. Eddie Pinheiro was 3 for 5 on his field goal. So Eddie, maybe knock one of those in and get the dub, or what, we get the tie and still fighting. But Eddie Pinheiro's a good Panther. But the Panthers today play Philly, the Philadelphia Eagles, at 1 o'clock in Philly. So going to be a very tough test there. Philly's a good team. Playing up in Philly is rough. It's colder than a you-know-what. And I think it's going to be another good test for the Panthers. So I just kind of hope, like I've been hoping this last few weeks. I don't know I think they're going to win, but I hope they're in the mix. I think the spread is pretty good in this game. I think Philly's favored by maybe 12.5 or something like that. So I kind of hope the Panthers can play spoiler a little bit on the spread side of things. And next week is home versus Dallas. So I think there's only 2 more home games for the Panthers this year, Dallas and the Cardinals. I think I'll be in the building for the Cardinals. I don't know if I'll be in the building for the Cowboys because those ticket prices are one of the highest ones of the year. But you never know. Those are 2 more options. And the Cardinals tickets are looking very inexpensive. So most likely I will be at that game cheering on the Panthers to close out the season at home. So that's all my Panthers news. Go Panthers today, playing the Eagles. And next week is the Cowboys, or the Cowgirls, as some people will call them. Charlotte Hornets, talk about some NBA. So I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan. I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, and what's been going on with those teams. So the Charlotte Hornets, they played Philly on Tuesday. The Hornets have been on a skid here with no LaMelo. So they played Tuesday versus Philly. Hornets lost 104-110. That was in Charlotte. And Thursday they went to the Knicks up in New York. Hornets lost 101-125. Saturday, yesterday at home versus the Cavs. So in Charlotte, the Hornets lost 102-116. So, a winless week for the Hornets out there. Today they play the Pacers in Indiana. And then next week at the Bulls is Friday. So, get a little bit of time off there as the Hornets. Maybe get LaMelo back after that break would be nice and get some more pieces back. But, everybody was out yesterday. Miles Bridges, Nick Richards, Grant Williams, and then Curry was out. So it was basically the Trey Mann was out. It was basically the Brandon Miller show. It's been going on for the Hornets recently. I think that's been a good show, but one player is not going to get you dubs in the NBA. Unless it's Michael Jordan, but even Michael Jordan had good players with him too and a good team. So Hornets, need to get on the court healthy. That's been their main problem for a long time here now, and it's a troublesome thing thinking about it. But that's what's going on with the Hornets. The Atlanta Hawks. On Monday, the Hawks have been the complete opposite. They've won every game this week. So the Hawks beat the Pelicans in Atlanta on Monday. The Hawks won 124-112. On Wednesday, they went to Milwaukee to play the Bucks. The Hawks won 119-104. And then the Friday versus the Lakers, the Hawks won 134-132 in overtime. Trey with a clutch bucket, getting a win in overtime. LeBron doing some things down the stretch, and just a pretty impressive win overall. Today, the Hawks played Denver, so both of my teams are playing today, which is nice. And then next week, the Hawks will play the Knicks, the Spurs, and Memphis. So a little more work than the Hornets have, and hopefully keep the win train going. I've seen people, talking about the Hawks being good, maybe being a sleeper, maybe being able to make some noise in the playoffs, maybe trending the right way, maybe Jalen Johnson getting an all-star. So, my favorite NBA team is having some progress here. So, the Hawks really are my favorite NBA team. The Hornets are one little tier below. But, slowly going up the ranks. But the Hawks looking pretty good, and I hope they can continue that. I think it's been good having Jalen Johnson being the all-star and then Trey being the assist machine and kind of running the show a little bit on the back end. I think it's been a nice combo, and I would be very upset if Trey gets traded. We've been hearing some of that kind of talk for a while now, and I haven't heard anything recently or anything extra news about that. But, just thinking about it and watching them, I don't think Hawks fans want to see Trey go, and I definitely don't. So that is what I want to say about the Hawks. All right, the last bit of thing to talk about is Major League Baseball. The Atlanta Braves, my favorite team there. It's the off season. I'd like the Braves to pay Max Fried. We saw some pretty big bags going out. I think it's kind of like around the 7 years, $180 million to pay Max Fried, and I think the Braves should do so. So drop the bag off on Max Fried. He's an ace. He's a certified starter. He's all the good things you want in an organization, and you got to pay to win sometimes. You got to pay to play a little bit out here on these MLB streets, and we need some. He's not that old of a guy, so get him right in his prime, and sign him and have him around and be a cornerstone of our rotation as he's been for a long time. So pay Max Fried, but the Braves have not made any moves. First game of the regular season, March 27th, is what I'm looking forward to with the Braves at the Padres. Some MLB news has been going down. Willy Adames, shortstop, signed for 7 years, $182 million. So maybe that's where I'm getting a little bit of that figure I just projected a little bit ago, but I was kind of also basing that off the Blake Snell deal. So I kind of think that's what's been going around a little bit. So I don't know exactly. Maybe Max Fried can get up to the $190 million range, something like that. But I think they should pay it. It's not my money, so I think they should pay it. Shane Bieber also is back with the Guardians on a 1-year deal. I think there's been a few other deals going on, but that Willy Adames one's a pretty big one. Someone I kind of hope the Braves were looking at. And after seeing the contract, I don't really know if the Braves were ever in on Willy Adames for $182 million. But I think that's a great pickup by the Giants, and they should be happy over there in the Bay. So that's been all the miscellaneous news I have for you today. That's wrapping up the little bit of book talk with Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, available right now. And then we talked about all my favorite teams and what's going on with them. The Carolina Panthers playing the Eagles today. Hornets playing the Pacers today. And Hawks playing the Nuggets today. So, I got a trifecta of some good sports going on. So pretty fun stuff there. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning on Sunday here. And that is going to wrap up the miscellaneous talk section. And that is going to wrap up the entire show this week. So thank you for being a listener. I want to reiterate some promotional talk from the beginning. Please follow Dep Lewis Show everywhere. Full episodes of Dep Lewis Show available anywhere you can find a podcast. So find the best place to subscribe and listen weekly. Places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, YouTube, Amazon Music, and more. Twitch.tv/Dep Lewis Show is a great place to follow. If you'd like to support the show even further than just listening, Patreon.com/Dep Lewis Show is available. If you'd like to subscribe monthly, and then Venmo at Dep Lewis Show is available any day, anytime, for any amount if you would like to support the show. So just thank you for listening. Hope you have a great week out there. Hope you play a lot of video games. For today, got some good sports going on. Go Panthers. Go Hornets. Go Hawks. Upcoming week, I don't know what video games I'm going to be playing. I had a very random week of playing video games this week, but we will see. Maybe I'll make some more progress on some 2024 stuff and really get the end of the year, game of the year situated in my mind. That's maybe a plan. But other than that, I hope you have a great week out there in the world. Thank you for listening to this show as you always do. I'll be back next week for another episode. And thank you for listening to the Dep Lewis Show. See you next time.